Alright, so this is the propane place. There's a monster pipe running through this way up to the swamp above it. This is Dividing Ridge. This is the gap, this Bowling Gap. The old family Bolins, I mean, they go back to the slavery days. Anyway, or 1800s. So there's a monster pipe in here. My uncle had dynamite in the side of this hill, and he blew the rocks over into this and filled this ravine in. And this ravine was as deep as this ravine through here. And as a kid, I sat over there in the truck with my uncle and watched the dynamite go off. Or maybe we sat over here. Anyway, first he had this blown over. See this rock right here? They just didn't haul those in here. Anyway, he had the slope goes all the way up to there. He had those rocks blown over. Now there's a vein of rock that runs through here like this. And when you have rock, you have water. Anyway, he filled it in first with rock, and it was a ravine. And then we took dirt from the shop, filled this in and built it up so you could have a loading ramp, and the building could be level as the highway is dropping downhill towards Blairsville like this. Anyway, they had to come in here and fix part of this pipe in the early 2000s. See the waviness in the parking lot where it won't hold grade. The pipe had separated and rusted. Of course, our property's over here. This monster pipe probably comes out. See, it also runs under this power line. This pipe, well, I can't see it. I thought in the fall of the year. Anyway, this is across the highway from our property. And that's where they're going to do that slope. So my fear is, without anybody mentioning soil samples and core drills, I know the GDOT does that. There's a storm drain attaching to this pipe. And I'm here to catch this surface water. My fear is that there's a vein of rock in there and water. So there's our billboard up there. So if they do a 2-to-1 slope like this with a little step up, water could leach out of the side of the hill, because I have evidence of water, because I can go to the other side of that mass behind the house and the shop, and I can show you the water coming out of the side of the hill that accidentally started pouring out when we let the county and state take out some dirt and they cut it too far back into the side of the hill. My proof of water being an issue here in Dividing Ridge is swamp, Catholic church. The new parking lot there is so wet they had to build that last year out of stone. I bet you they hauled, I mean, I don't know, probably 100 loads to build that up to make that parking lot. They put that storage container there, and that's behind the new right-of-way. Right behind the state patrol right there is a grass patch, and my friend used to live right there, and he could not keep the grass mowed from the water. Up here to the right is Earl Shelton's body shop on Earl Shelton Road, and his mountain caves off behind his shop. And then up there to the left is the Humane Society and all that. We helped grade that, and that's starting to crumble above the turning lane. This Catholic church, which is behind this building, this is Catholic, that's Catholic. That was wet, and as soon as we graded that, we started having a stream form down here and making it wet in front of the shop because of the change of geology. All right, so this is our property. goes over behind the Catholic Church and a long sliver back there. I'm sure that State Patrol thinks I'm filming him, so I'd like to get up there and film that parking lot to show what I'm talking about, how they couldn't grade it because it was so wet. They had to just fill it in with stone. I think Perry Dyer did the grading on that. I could probably ask him about that. Anyway, the GDOT plan is to step back, step back, step back, all the way up to here. And I understand why they would slope 2 to 1 first, but they could stop there and or they could slope it to the top, but I want to keep after the first, so this can be my reserve of dirt, like this. I want to keep the second, third step and put the right-of-way line on the top of the first step. Why do they need to own it to the top? They would say it's to control the water and to be able to mow it, but that's my reserve of dirt because they're taking my dirt and forcing me to haul dirt off to make room for my new shop. So I understand why they want to slope it, to make room for the new lane. I just don't understand why they want to own it all the way to the top. They can do it, but I want to own after the first step, so that this one and this one can be my reserve. And if I cut it out like this down to here, I would gain a flat parking lot in the future and get my space back. Anyway, it's too much to put together, but it's a geological problem here and it's water, and I'm nervous that that is going to encounter wetness and it's going to start pooching out and caving off. But I can't say for sure, but GDOT should have core drillings on this hill so the contractor would know if they're going to hit stone or not. Stone, rock. If they hit rock, it's way more money to blast than dynamite. And that disrupts the soil and causes more water to leak out. And then Mom's house will be up here behind it. And that's why I want the wall. I mean, there's several reasons I want the wall, but part of the reason is to hold back the hill and not get into the side of the hill. See, we were only taking out dirt from the top down, never level with the highway right here. Because we knew that if we ever hit water, we could stop and just run a ditch around it, let the water come out into the ditch and flow.